Welcome back to Clear Talk. I'm your host, Armin Shaffi, and this is my co-host,
Jeanette Oduro.
And this is the #1 show for coaches that need clarity in their business and want to scale. The big question is, how do coaches like us that started with nothing and risked everything to build a business around helping and changing other people's lives, how do we get out there and make our message get across in the marketplace, get clients consistently, all while making a huge difference in the world? That is the question, and this show will give you the answer. So welcome back to our show. We go live every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time to answer your questions about mindset, coaching, marketing, client sales, whatever it is you guys need help with in your coaching business. And if you're on YouTube, by the way, and you like content like this, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. We drop multiple videos per week to help you grow your business. And by the way, if you're in our Facebook group, the High Ticket Coaching Community, then hit that like button and let us know in the comments below where you're from. Let us know the city you're from. Let us know how long is this your first ever Clear Talk. Let us know by saying first down below. If it's not, say come back again. Back again is a good one. That you just you're back again for another one. There we go.
If you're hashtag live.
Yeah, if you're here right now, you can put hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hit hashtag replay so we know you were here. Yeah. Really excited to answer your questions and just have some fun. Yeah. So pretty much simple. How it works in this show is if you're new, then all you got to do is go to askarmin.com, and what we'll do is when you submit your question there, we'll answer it live on the show. Yeah. On Mondays in the group. But then the recorded version gets on YouTube, which is what you're watching right now on YouTube. So yeah, let's hop into it. You ready?
You ready to crack right into it?
I'm ready to go steady. What's up?
Okay, let's do it. Oh, that was Upton breaking the fourth wall. Okay, so today's first question is, I want to make a page on Facebook to increase my credibility on there. How can I get people to like it? That question is from Arnold.
Good question, Arnold. Well, first of all, your Facebook page has nothing to do with credibility. Just want to make that clear.
What?
Really? No, but seriously, like credibility isn't your Facebook page. That might be like professionalism.
Okay.
That's not credibility.
Okay.
I want to make this clear. I think we're all past the bullshit phase of like, just because I look professional, I'm credible. I think we're all like smarter than that now. Okay. Because there's everyone and their mother is like a best-selling Amazon book with business cards and really shiny looking Facebook banners. It's true. Like, yeah. I think at least I hope all of us watching are past the you look like you can help me and more so in the can you really show me proof. Got it. Cool. So credibility is not about your branding. Now, here's the thing. The opposite is true, though. Like, really bad-looking stuff will look uncredible.
Which we talked about last week.
So I'm not saying that looking professional is not important. It is, to some degree. If you have a picture of your family, like, I mean, with exception, a picture of you and your friends at a club, you know, on your profile, or it just looks non-relevant to what you do, then yes, it could turn away people. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, in that sense, you should have at least relevant content and professional-looking stuff. Not too professional. Not like those pictures. Not those. Those look unrelatable.
How do you describe that?
What is it? The headshots? You know, those
super
ones.
Super professional, I guess.
Yeah, it's just not relatable, guys. And we're not in corporate. We're coaches. We're online. People want to meet people. They want to buy people. You know, not in that way. I mean, like they want to buy into people. That sounded wrong too. They want to buy into you. Is that better? It's worse. It's worse. You get my point. People buy relationships. They don't buy products. So make sure the relationship is being built just from a picture, like you smiling in a picture. That's important. So if you do have a crappy branding to some degree, like just your pictures, yes, it'll turn away clients. But the reverse is not true. Like if you have really good branding, you'll get clients. You could look really professional and have terrible messaging. And they go, who is it? And then just hop off. You can also look really great, but like not make any money because you don't have any actual credibility. Now, what is real credibility? You ready for this? Real credibility is getting results. Results are credibility. So, do you have clients that are winning? Can they vouch for you? Because a client of mine saying I'm helping them in their business is far more credible than a business coach who has no one saying that for them, but they have a certificate.
Facts.
They have what are other things? Designations. They have what else do they got? What else is there out there?
I don't know. The titles, the book.
They're a bestseller. Who cares? None of that matters if I have one client that said, "Oh, Armin helped me get 30 grand a month."
They got photos with all the greats on their social. No. They got one with Russell Brunson. They got one with Tony. They got one with all the guys. It's really...
So credibility is about showing proof of results, your own and others. Professionalism, branding to some degree, is about just presenting yourself, let's say showing yourself in a presentable way. So you know, like I always, my clients that I work with, the coaches in my program, I'll check out their Instagram every now and then. And you know, if I see something's out of line, like, man, why are you showing this or that, or you know, why is this here? Like, what does this have to do with what you do as a coach? Sure. I'll let them know about it because, see, if a client's checking you out, if a prospect's checking you out as a coach, right, and you're not first of all living, right, what you're coaching on. Like, if you're a fitness coach but you're overweight, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think anyone will have faith. I don't know. Like, if I was trying to hire a fitness coach and I see you got a beer belly, I'm not gonna, clearly not gonna hire you. I don't. Yeah. That's at least me. Maybe not everyone's like that. So you got to make sure your life is a representation of what your clients want, or at least what you're preaching about. And second is that it's not controversial to some degree. Like, don't put up stuff that will push people away, you know, like political stuff or personal stuff, like things that make a person go, why are you talking about this, you know? And that's just called, you know, being presentable online. So at least look like you're approachable and like someone that I can work with, is what I'm saying. How do you do that? Nice smiling picture, somewhat high quality. It has to be high quality, not staged. That's the key. Not staged, high quality, right? Your messaging, what you say you do, who you do it with, how you do that, all needs to be clear. Can't sound like BS, you know. And that's it. But none of these things actually get you more clients. It's not. It's just a small little tiny factor. So, but yeah, Facebook page. It's not a credibility thing. But if you want to set it up nicely, you just go on Snappa or Canva. They have dimensions for templates. You take the Facebook page dimension version of it, and you just put your picture there like a cutout. They even have an effect now. It's so simple. You don't got to pay graphic designer for this. There's an effect. You could just cut yourself out of an image, so you have a cutout of you. Yeah. And then you put next to you put next to your picture like the name of your program, the name of your company, or what you do, like your offer. Yeah. That's it. It's. I tell my clients, I'm like, your Facebook page is not for growth. A group is for growth. I think it just ended up to. Why? Not sure. Are we still live?
It's loading. It says that it was paused.
Oh.
Or it's interrupted.
It's maybe because of the Wi-Fi.
Are we good though?
Yeah, because we're here.
Are we good?
You want to hit unmute so I could hear myself that I just hit Upton?
I'm just gonna refresh my page.
Yeah. No, it's old. Cut out of you. And then you put next. If we're live right now, let us know in the comments. Put it down below if we're still good. We're still live?
Yeah.
No, but that's a delay. That's not where we are at right now.
There's latency. Right?
Yeah, we're always just a bit delayed.
Yeah.
No, but are we live is my
Yeah,
question.
because I can't. There's no play
I think
button.
we're still fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're still
cool.
Live.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah.
Let us know if you can still hear us down below.
Yeah, we're still live.
Low if you can.
Okay, great. Thank you. So. Oh, okay. Yeah, we are live. Okay.
Great.
Just making sure. I don't want to drop gold and then no one caught it. Yeah. So I tell my clients, I'm like, look, your Facebook group is for community and clients and nurturing. Your page is not. Your page is a terrible place to do that because Facebook makes it virtually impossible for you to get views or likes or impressions because they want you to pay for it. So on your page, it's like literally it's by algorithm based, like it's tampered with so that you can't get much growth. So the only thing you should ever use it on is simple things like it's when you run ads for Facebook, people might check out your page because the page is running the ad. In that case, all you need is a good picture and a good cover photo and just a simple blurb about what you do and what your business is about in the description. That's it. Like literally nothing else.
Nice.
You know? If you want to get really fancy with it, you can use like a repurposing software like Buffer or Agora Pulse. And when you post something on Facebook or Instagram, like social media content, you can also post it on your page. And that way your page has content, like mine does that. My team does it with me, so, but that's pretty much it. I hope that answers your
We got
question.
some comments on Facebook.
Cool.
We do. Thanks, Upton. Okay, so Lauren said they want to buy a personality
There you go.
instead of buying people.
That's more PG-13.
Marie also says Happy Women's International Day. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's International Women's Day.
Shout out.
If you're a woman or you identify as a woman, it's our day. Love you. Okay, we are live. Yes, people are just confirming that we're live.
Great.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, next question. So you've talked about not being afraid to share your processes to your online communities, but I've worked really hard to create and trademark these. They cost a lot to me. I want to charge at least something, but now I don't know how. Can you help?
Can you read that one more time? There's like 2 or 3 different problems in there.
Yeah, so you talked about not being afraid to share your processes to your online communities, but I've worked really hard to create and trademark these. They cost a lot to me.
Hold on. If it's trademark, why are you worried?
I want to charge at least something, but now I don't know how. Can you help?
So that's a whole left-wing question at the end. I don't get that last part. What do you mean?
So she's talking about giving free value to her online communities.
Gotcha. I got that part. But she says it's trademark, so why are you afraid? If it's trademark, that means no one can steal it. You're even legally protected and you're still worried about it. There's no way escaping this. You know why? Because it lives in your head. Even with a trademark, without a trademark, you're worried about it. You just got to get out of the lack mindset. You're in lack mindset. You're living in fear. That emotion doesn't bring you more abundance or clients. It brings you more crap. Okay, you're in a lack mindset. Lack mindset saying, oh, someone's going to steal my stuff and then I'm going to be out of business because then there'll be everybody. No, it's a lack mindset. You're deliberately teaching your own subconscious mind there's not an abundance enough of people to go around for everybody, clients and coaches, and that no matter what anyone tries to do, taking your stuff, it doesn't matter because there's such an abundance of resources and people out there that anyone could do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. So you gotta work on that. But what's the second part? The second part is about how she wants to charge now. Mm-hmm. What can you explain to what?
I mean,
you guys get these questions before I do. So I get asked these like on the spot. So I'm just a little confused. If they're on, maybe they can follow up with more questions. But
don't see her. You want to skip and come back to it?
No, you just want to respond. The last part. Read it one more time.
I want to charge at least something for her free value or her something.
No, you can't charge. It's free for a reason.
For her content, for her a bit. She wants to charge at least something, but now she doesn't know how.
Stop being afraid of people stealing your shit. Okay? Successful people do not think this way. They do not think this way. This is a poor mindset. You think there's not enough, or someone's out to get you. Worst case scenario, someone steals your method. They even call it the exact same thing. So what? What are you afraid? Aren't you the owner of it? Don't you know better than they do? So even if they try, couldn't they not do as good as you? So bring it on. Let me tell you something. You know Mark Zuckerberg gives the coding software for Facebook to his competitors? He gives the code to his... It's a free thing. You can actually download Facebook's code online. He talked about it in one of his interviews. He goes, yeah, we share our coding, our secrets with everybody. And someone's like, why would you do that? That means anyone could go out and build a Facebook of their own. He goes, yeah, because it keeps us good. It makes us better. And they're like, what do you mean it makes you better? Well, see, our competitors will come out and they'll try to build something close to ours and maybe they'll improve on it. And they'll find something we didn't find. So when they improve on it, we take it and we improve it on ours. And so what we're doing is now we have the entire world working to make Facebook better. Even though they think they're stealing it, they're not. Because they're going to get it with different motives and different skills and fix it up more. Yeah. So we find out what we didn't have, we bring it in because our competitors are doing it. Worst case scenario, your trademark thing gets stolen by someone. Okay. They'll probably, worst case scenario, they sell it better than you. Mm-hmm. So they take clients with your stuff. Doesn't that mean you could just watch what they're doing and be like, man, I didn't even think about that. Let me try that ad. And then you come back to you're the owner and then sue their ass with a lawyer because you have trademark things. Who cares? Let them do all the heavy lifting. And oh, wow, great. Let's use that here. Yeah. I'd go buy my competitor's stuff. If someone stole my thing, I'd buy their program. I swear. If someone stole SGC's method, right, which is really a compilation of wisdom over years, like I can't even say I own it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But if someone built it and it ran ads like just like me, I would buy their stuff. What did you guys figure out that I didn't? Because it's either you're doing better than I am or I'm doing better than you are. Yeah. Now, if I'm doing better than you, then it's just a petty situation because you're just knocking somebody off. Mm-hmm. That means you're going to live in insecurity the whole time.
That's funny.
Because you know you're stealing it. So I don't care. You're the one losing. You're sleeping with yourself at night. I'm not. But let's say you do better than me. Damn, I buy your stuff. You earned it. You're selling my thing better than me. Because you should be the CEO here. So I'm going to go and buy your program and see what you learned. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is how I think. I think it's completely egotistical. And it's fear-based. If you be afraid of people taking your stuff, it's an abundant world. Relax. Everybody could literally make $1 million selling the exact same thing. There's enough clients to go around for everybody. There's enough money to circulate. You got to stop this shit. Like, it's just so distracting. You're sitting there wondering, Bob's going to steal my method. The lamppost method. I trademarked it.
Bob's your uncle.
Goddamn Bob. Okay? When you should be thinking about how to serve your clients, how to get more sales, how to get your message out there. Okay? If you're too busy worrying about someone stealing what you don't even have yet, you'll never have the time to build the thing for them to steal. That was deep. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I
hear that. Moral of the story, moral of the yelling. Stop worrying about stealing shit. It's inevitable. Let me paint you a picture so you accept your fate. If you're actually really good at what you do, you will have knockoffs whether you like it or not. Apple is one of the largest companies in the world. The moment they drop a phone, in 24 hours, China has a new one. It's not even a question. It's the exact same one. They're one of the most powerful companies in the world. They can't stop it. What on earth makes you think you can stop it? I just look at it for what it really is. Not the fear of, there's people who are taking my stuff. No, this is a poor thinking mindset. It's lacking. Look at it for what it really is, a compliment. If you're good enough for someone to steal it, you're onto something. I hope I have clients or people like prospects that just steal my shit. I really hope. That like genuinely, I do. I have a mindset coach.
We technically have
the one I know.
We have the one who always, he's the special one. He does almost very similar.
No, that's not even it because he's in a different market. I'm talking about someone trying to sell this market on coaching business. Okay. But for example, my mindset training alone, I have one of my coaches that took it. He's like, that's the basis of my mindset program now. Just the mindset in SGC.
Which is one
I'm like, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm like, great, man, go run with it.
Literally.
Even though, like, I some of these things I make up, like, on the flow. I come up with a saying or, like we say, like I've said this, I've kind of heard this before, but this is like my own way of saying it. I'm like, if I give the right formula to the wrong mind, they'll always mess it up. If I give the wrong formula to the right mind, they'll always figure it out. One of my coaches, one of the clients that I work with, he took that concept and built an entire angle off it for a business. My point is, I'm like, good on you, man. I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep better at night if you make sure, Armin Chaffee credit. I don't care. I don't need your credit. I got enough inside of me. I don't need someone to fill it. I got enough inside of me from what I do. I have enough respect, credibility, and trust in myself for me. I don't need the market to tell me. I don't need my clients to tell me. I don't need credit for shit. It's just bullshit. It's all insecurity. My point to you is this. That's a good thing. Yeah. What if now he goes and makes a way better mindset training than me? Now I'll learn from him. Mm-hmm. But it started with me. So it was a compliment. If it's trademark, why are you worrying? Number one. Number two, it's inevitable. If you're looking to become really good at what you do, you will have fans, copiers, and haters. Like, these are all just inevitable things. Okay? If you're scared of that, keep your trademark certificate, frame it on your wall, and just stare at it every day and just feel good about it. Don't turn it into a business because you're afraid of reality. You're afraid of reality. That's what you are.
Reality check. Love it. Okay, we've got some comments.
By the way, that was just the trademark part.
Yes.
You don't monetize free value. You ever go to Costco? Do they try to sell you that goddamn sample? No. Guess what? One sample buys you a box. It's the point. The point is to give free value.
That was a great one.
You're like, oh no, I can't let them steal my cookies. Then die. You're down the hall. The girl's selling Pop-Tarts for free. And then selling a box of everything. Die in the market. You will die. Cookie Meister down the aisle is giving away free so many cookies. They're giving it to the ones that are stealing, just knowing they'll never buy anything, just eating it because they're hungry. That was me. They're giving it to the ones who actually are interested. They're giving it to the ones that are tasting to see what the ingredients are so they can copy the cookies. They give it to everybody with no fear. And guess what? The portion of people that are actually interested in buying make them a multi-million-dollar business, while the other ones are just being who they are. One's a free, just a muncher on.
That's a great.
What do you call the person who just always takes and like
The mooch.
Like the moocher. One's a moocher. That's why they're a moocher. Don't wonder why they're a moocher. They just are. That's why we call them moochers.
They mooch.
I was a moocher at Costco.
Yeah.
You know. One time I got my mom to buy it though. When I was a kid. I'm like, this is really good. You should buy it.
I've bought a few things.
And then you got the copycats, right? They're like, oh, I want to make my own cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So they're eating everyone's cookies. Let me see what's in there. Let me funnel hack this cookie ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
Can't funnel hack ingredients. They're just gonna make a shitter version of your cookie. The only way to be the best is to follow your own gut and stuff. No one could copy that. No one could copy your gut. No one could ever duplicate what I do. Ever. Even if they tried. Honestly, they couldn't. Because they can never be me. They cannot duplicate my intuitive like decision making of stuff and how I go about things, the way I frame stuff. They'll never catch up. They're trying to catch a river. They're trying to catch a river.
But
They're trying to, if I poured water right now, grab all the water. They can't. That's what being great at what you do is. You're the river. Let all the moochers take their buckets.
yeah.
You're still the source to complement. And if you got enough flow in your river, they will show up with buckets. They're going to try to take as much as they can.
Fact.
But isn't that why we're doing this? So we can give? Some of them will pay. Some of them will steal. Some of them will copy.
Some of them will hate.
Some of them will, hey, they'll come and piss in the water.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily for you, you have so much flow of water in that river, it just washes it away. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you.
This is a great analogy.
But you're acting like a pond. I only have this much. There's just this much. I don't want anyone to steal this much. I don't want anyone to steal the water in this little tiny cup. Well, that's exactly what kind of business you're building, that cup. You want to build a cup of water business or an ocean, okay? I'm a lake. You can't finish me. It's not possible. It's continuous flow of energy coming and going. You cannot catch up. It's not possible. So let them do it. Who cares? Okay, and if you want to monetize, just get really good at making an offer, getting book calls and closing your offer. There's nothing to do with your free content. Your free content doesn't determine your income. Your sales skills and marketing skills does. Your free content is just a way to get the people to get to know you. That's not where they buy.
Love that.
Comments?
Yeah, lots of comments. So we got Marie. I love the commenting girl. I don't want to.
Let's give her the commenter of the month award.
She's great.
The
but
engager of the month
She's
award.
basically had a statement around most of your statements, but I'll just highlight a few.
Yeah.
People steal your ideas no matter what. The key is to speed up your progress. By the time they steal your things, you will be to your next level. I like
Exactly.
that.
That's what
I
I'm
like
saying.
that, girl. If people who make more money than me, I give thanks, then see myself in that next level alignment, which brings me to that level of those people who use my ideas or methodology. Basically, if they did it better, they did it better. What else did she say here? I created my charity, Why Do You Exist, to help Rwandan orphans. My team members took it from took it from me instead of complaint. Oh, so people took her idea from her, but she created strategies to continue. Then they got stuck because she was the driving force behind everything that they were doing. After a few years, they gave up because it was my original. You keep moving forward because you are the visionary. And yeah, I think those are the bulk of the ones. Let's move on to question number 3. Should I make my own Facebook group or join others to provide free value? That question is from Joyce.
There's 2 goals with those different methods. One is if you make your own group, it's because you're creating your own list of followers and giving them value, nurturing them to become a client. And really, the purpose, like for a group, is like to do launches in there, to practice lots of content. It's a closed community. That's going to be ultimately more powerful than any form of community development. Is a closed community of people consenting they want content from you. But joining other people's groups is a completely different goal and a different path. And both are necessary, but for different reasons.
Okay.
You're going to group to do a launch, to nurture clients, to give a part of your business for free so that people can come in and get to know you and then maybe work with you. But you join other people's groups to really get to do more market research, to add more value there, and then to take that, maybe get attention in that group to bring them into your world. So you kind of need them both. The best thing to do is to have a group and then do other people's groups to bring them in your group.
Okay.
Right? This is a hyper-organic version. But you could replace going into people's groups by building an audience growth funnel, which is what we do with our clients. We give them a system that just generates leads every day and then goes to your group. So this is how a lot of our clients have grown their groups to hundreds of members, some thousands, with a simple ad that does like $10 a day. So both are different.
Okay.
Both are different. Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, next question. I watched the How to Get a Client Using Facebook Groups video, but I don't think I did it right. Could you give me some other tips for using Facebook to get clients, or explain it again for me, Brian D?
So it's quite simple. It's on our YouTube. How to land a client in the next 7 days using Facebook groups.
Put it in the universe, Isaiah. Fast click.
So it's as simple as this. You got to make sure you have an offer. That's only for people who have an offer. Okay. If you have something to sell, like if you have a 2 to 3K offer or more, and you just need people on calls to pitch, like to offer it to them, this is a good video for you. If you don't have an offer, you need to get a good offer. So essentially, what you do is you join groups where your ideal clients are, and you find questions that they're asking in the thread around what you're good at, and then you're going to comment on their posts. And long form value comments is what I talk about, which is not just the hey this, hey that, hey ABC. No. Like your comments should stand out from everyone else's. Like you put the most effort in. And so I'll give you an example. Like you'll go into like someone goes like, well, how do I get more qualified book calls? Let's say someone asked that in a group and it's a coach and it's my qualified prospect. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna maybe break down 3 different ways to do that, and I'll put it in depth. Not too long, because too long no one's gonna read it. But you want a good amount, so not like this, but also not like this. Somewhere like there, like not 1 or 2 sentences, more so like 2 or 3 paragraphs.
Okay.
Like blocks of content, and make it organized, like bullet point 1, don't write a massive block of, no one's gonna read that. Let me promise you this. No one reads blocks of content, like blocks of text with no separations. Make it like, line by line, like make it clean so it's easy on the eyes. And then what you do is like, I'll put like number 1, make sure what your messaging is getting the right people, because you could be attracting the wrong people. For example, you want to work with more high-ticket clients that are seasoned entrepreneurs. You don't say how to start a business, because starting a business is for someone that's not an entrepreneur. Yeah. But if you want to work with entrepreneurs, you go how to grow your business, how to get from 10K to 30K. That's more, messaging is more clear to who you're trying to get, so that's qualified. Yeah. Second thing I would probably say is make sure that you have a pre-call process before they get on the phone with you that qualifies them. So we use a webinar, or a VSL. And so you teach them, I would say, like, make sure you build something that can make sure you filters out the people that aren't qualified, so only the people that are will watch the whole thing and come to you on a call. but also it teaches them how to think and reframes their beliefs and objections so that by the time they get on the call with you, they're more qualified. And then the third thing I would say maybe is do more market research, to find out what it is that your most qualified prospect is like and what are they saying, and then use that stuff in your content. So I would break down a whole lesson is what I'm trying to say in the comments. Now here's what will happen. The person who made the post will see it and probably like it and be like, hey, thanks a lot. But then a lot of other people that are probably having the same question that are scrolling to see what the answers are, they'll like it too. And I've done this so many times. And what I do, we did 20K in a week once when our ad account got shut down. We just used that instead, and I did 20,000 in sales just from long form value comments and doing a few posts on my own profile. So people saw my comments that would come to my profile and see those posts and then like book a call. Yeah. And so you just add good value, like actually give real value is what I'm trying to say.
Keep going.
Yeah, no problem. And so,
just for the Wi-Fi,
so that's what I would do. And the second thing you can do to really get it more engaging is you can post.
Thanks, Lauren.
You can post a. There you go. You can post a video instead of a comment. Post a video.
Oh yeah.
Because no one has the like. When do you ever see videos in the comment threads? Like almost never.
Almost never.
Never.
Almost never.
So I realized I started doing this. This is a huge hack. But me teaching this now, everyone's gonna do it. So, it's not gonna hack. So for the time being, it's a huge hack. At the time of this video being recorded. I realized every time I went in a comment, I just posted a video, and I answered well, and I was enthusiastic on thing, and I gave good value. I got so much engagement. Like one post, my comments would get like dozens of likes. The comment, because it's a video. And I remember this one time, this one guy's like, "What was it like hitting your first 20K month or something like that?" And so I saw these people like posting, and I made a video, and I'm like, "Hey man, I remember my first month hitting 20K. It was about 4 years ago, and the moment I hit it, I hit it within like a couple days. Actually, I closed a really high ticket client, and I'm like, you know what? Right after, I felt really empty inside, and I realized something. If you don't have a second goal ready, man, money is like too quick. It'll fade out of your hands. You don't even feel good anymore." So that was my first time ever. That was like 4 years ago. Now, obviously, that's like a new normal. Like, that's nothing to me now. But back then, it was huge. So what am I also doing? Indirectly seeding, credibility. Like, I'm way past that. Like, I do this. Like, this is what I've done. And it got like 15 likes. So many people were like, hey, man, that's awesome. Thanks. Blah, blah, blah. And they asked me questions. So it created a really good conversation. Love it. And the second form of it, I think video is the best. But the second best next to it is a picture. So at least when you comment, put a picture too. Because again, if they're scrolling, it's going to make them stop. Like, who's this person? And then read. And so if you do it well enough and fast enough, so if it's a brand new comment or something and you do it good enough, then when people go into that group, they are going to see your comment, because it's getting the most engagement, at the top of the preview of the post before they click see more. Yep. So your comment's going to be right at the top. So now everyone who's just scrolling by the post as well is going to see the question and your answer, even though there's hundreds of answers. It's another big hack. So that's really all it is. So the overall goal of it, though, is that you do that, and you should have your Facebook profile branded, like upgraded, or what we call. We have a lesson video on how to upgrade your Facebook profile. And people will go on your profile. The goal is that they check you out, and somehow you have a link or an opt-in somewhere that they'll go to a funnel or they'll hit you up or something, because the branding, the messaging on your profile is very clear with who you work with. So I got lots of friend requests this way. I got a lot of DMs this way. I'm like I said, 20,000 in sales that week, because so many people hit me up like, hey man, thanks, I saw your post in here. Yeah. I didn't ask them to. There was no pitching. I was just giving value. Yeah. They were just hitting me up, hey, I saw your post. I'm like, oh cool, and I'm gonna talk, and I would book them a call, or they would check out something on my profile and then opt in. And I remember this one time I got this guy in the ClickFunnels community. I said something, I posted something, whatever, and one, by the way, two ways. One is to add comments on people's posts. The other one is to post comments, but that's a little more advanced, and like we have like one-on-one organic coaching in our program to show you how to do that properly. But essentially, you got to start conversations, and then you become the post owner, and now that it's a lot better. But you got to be good at it. You can't just do it. You know, a bad post won't work. So it's easier to go and just add value in comments. That's why I taught that in the video. I remember this one time, this guy saw my post. He commented on it, and then I followed his trail. I found his footprint. Really? Going through my entire funnel. To book in a call. It was, he commented on it, on the post. Yeah. I commented back. I'm like, what kind of business you build? He hit me up, and then I saw he sent me a friend request. And from the friend request, I saw him opt into my funnel. Yeah. So I saw he was opted into my funnel. From the funnel, I saw him book a call. I'm like, whoa, I just followed this guy from that post. Yeah. to my group, and he joined my group too.
Yeah.
So I followed him from another person's group. I saw his footprint. He went to my profile, added me as a friend, joined my group, went to my funnel, saw my thing, booked a call. I'm like, whoa. So it's like I got to watch it in real time. So imagine doing that at hyper speed every day.
Yeah.
Organic, it's way more time investment, but it's rewarding, right? You need to have more money to run ads to replace all of this. And patience, and so you got to be more skilled. But it's definitely that's a way to scale to millions. But organic is the easy way to scale. So to get clients like quick, So hope that answers it.
Definitely. Yes, Marie, you should upgrade your Facebook profile. Everybody, if you didn't see, Lauren actually put the how to land a coaching client using Facebook video from YouTube in the comments. So if you're here with us live, go in the comments to check that out. Next question is, how should I promote my Facebook group? I need new strategies to get people to join. That question is from Chris Robinson.
Tasting the answer. There's so many answers to this. So many. I give 5 methods alone in a video in the program, and then Lauren has like so many other methods that we teach. So I'll give you a couple. When you post into other people's groups, make sure your group is branded on your profile so that they check it out and go to your group. That's one way. When you get attention. Second is you can DM some of the people that comment on posts or that showed interest and send them to your group. Like, hey, I have a group where I help you out for free on this. Okay, cool. Send it there. Another thing is that you post on your profile that you're going to do a training or do something that's valuable, but inside your group. So they have to join it to go see it. So I did this once with my, hold on. Wow, that's such a tease. It just came and went. I did this once with a free guide. It's called the Content Cloning System. And I got hundreds of people who wanted it from different groups, my profile, everywhere. What I did was I told them that they had to go to my group to download it because the link is in there. Right? So I got a few hundred, yeah, this is the group. I had a few hundred people join the group because of that.
Yeah.
So that's another way. You can create something that's really valuable and tell them to get it inside the group. That's 3 like organic methods. The most effective method, you want to get advanced? It's called an audience growth system. Okay? Now how we do it is you set up a 2-step funnel. And on the front of that funnel is a very valuable resource you want to give your ideal prospect that would help them out for free. So we do guides in our program. I give a template for how to build your free guide. I give you a template for how to set up the audience growth funnel. I give you a template for how to run the ad to that funnel. So I give you the entire done-for-you system to our clients. That's how they're getting hundreds of leads and emails on their email list and people in the group effortlessly, like with a few $100 a month. It's pretty crazy. And so that's like hyper organic. Like you're literally like multiplying leads. Yeah. And no time invested. You just run a simple ad. And the ad just literally a short ad that says, do you have this problem? Download my guide. They go to your funnel, they download the guide, and on the second page, the thank you page, they say, hey, join my group if you need more help on this. And then in your guide, you also integrate in the guide to join your group. Yeah. Because that's where they're going to get help. Mm-hmm. And then also in the email, when they get it to download the PDF, the guide, you say, by the way, join my group. So everywhere is like, go to the group. This system alone has grown thousands of leads for our clients and for myself. But again, you need basic knowledge on how to run a Facebook ad, how to set up a funnel, and this is like, I believe like as coaches, we shouldn't get into the marketing too much. Like we obviously, it depends on our goals. If you want to really scale a business, you got to get good at marketing. But if you just want to get clients 10 to 30 grand a month or so, and you don't want to get drowning in all the tech, that's why in our program, we just give all the stuff away to everybody. Like we give like literally dummy-proof, simple training videos to show you click by click what to do. And then I give you the systems. So the ad, what it should look like, I give it to you, the template. Give you the template for the funnel. Give you the template for the guide so you can write it. We have a lead magnet template, literally a PowerPoint template. You just fill in the blank. We make it so easy, it's like impossible to fail or get overwhelmed when you're building out these things. And so, but that's the fastest way to grow your group. And then obviously you got to make sure your group you have a plan. There has to be a strategic plan to how you're going to get clients from there. And that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, hopefully that answers. It was about 4 different things.
Yeah, comprehensive. Marie in the comments says her biggest takeaway so far is that she usually hosts events inside of her, or she needs to host events inside of her Facebook group instead of hosting them on her page. That's a mistake that she's done. She does that all the time. She hosts interviews on her page instead of her Facebook group.
Don't you guys see how bad the engagement is on your Facebook page? You're not yourself like, this is a terrible idea. Do you not see your posts are getting shitty engagement? Like,
I mean,
no.
Maybe they think it's normal.
I've yet to meet someone.
Maybe they think it's normal. They think
Doesn't
it's an
mean
algorithm.
it's okay.
That means I didn't say it so.
No. I've yet to meet someone who has a bumping Facebook page without paying money. Hey, no. Stop it. You ever seen that video? The therapist video? The girl comes in, she's like, I'm really depressed and I just need help, doctor. He goes, okay, I charge $5 a minute or something like that. And she goes, okay. And she goes, how long do you need? She's like, $5 an hour. And he goes, how long do you need? He's like, 15 minutes. She goes, so I'll owe you $1.75? He goes, yeah. And she goes, okay. She takes out $1.75 or something and gives it to him. And then he goes, go ahead, what's your problem? And the girl's like, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm stressed. And I keep thinking about like my funeral and like me being buried in a box. And he goes, buried in a box, okay. And he goes, and I just can't get it out of my mind. It's like, it's crazy. It's bothering me every day. I'm just very depressed because of it. And he goes, is that it? She goes, well, yeah. What do I do? He goes, okay, just listen very carefully. This will be very easy to fix. Just stop it. And she goes, what do you mean just stop it? He goes, just stop. Stop thinking about it. Just stop it. And she goes, but you don't understand. He's like, no, stop. That's it. And she's sitting there like, how do I stop it? He goes, by stopping. And she's like sitting there in awe, like, but what do you? I've lived with this my whole life. I can't just stop. He goes, then don't stop. She goes, but I hate it. He goes, so stop.
I haven't seen this.
This is the funniest thing ever.
So funny.
And then
I've never seen
I used to play it in my seminars. And then she goes, and he goes, will that be everything? She goes, well, I guess. And he goes, we went about 2 minutes over. You owe me another 50 cents. And she goes, oh, this is terrible.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that.
No, but it's a stupid. It was like an old show.
It's really funny.
It's funny because that's a good like joke about how people overcomplicate things. Yeah. You know, he's right. You just stop. But I can't because I have a whole story back to it. Well, that's your problem. Yeah. But you could just stop. It doesn't mean you can't stop. You could stop right now if you want to. So stop BSing. Yeah. Why did I say this? Because we just said something
about Facebook groups.
Yeah.
About Facebook pages, like going live there.
Well, anyways,
trying to get.
Just stop. Okay. Stop doing stuff that doesn't work. You owe me $2.50. I want to almost find it. It's the funniest thing.
I want to find it. I'm really interested in it now. I want to see what it looks like.
Hold on. Do we got comments?
No. Not really.
All right, I found it. You ready for this? You ready for this? I found it. You want to play it on here?
Can you? I don't know.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you right now. Okay?
Sure.
You guys are about to get a show. Slack? Where do you? WhatsApp or what? Slack. Okay. You guys ready for this?
This is the first time you guys are ever gonna. We're ever doing this first time. CLEARTALK.
But I want you to watch this. Go ahead, click it. Click the button. You guys are about to have a fun time. Open it up on the space. No, hit that arrow button so it goes to YouTube and pull. Like open it on YouTube, yeah, and then bring that over here because you don't want to bring your Slack over here. Can you do it? Yeah. You guys are about to laugh. This is the funniest thing ever. I probably did a really bad impression, but.
Did you?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, just full screen it.
Oh, yeah.
Full screen.
Can you hear it?
Hit that
Dr. Switzer?
Is this gonna happen?
No, stop it, and you guys stop our
I'm
show.
on my
Yeah, stop our show.
You gotta stop our show. Well, at least mute it.
mute.
Okay, now go back. Go back. Put it from the beginning and full screen it.
Yes. Yes.
Guys, you wanna have some fun time? Watch this.
Should I lay down?
Oh, no.
You got it. Full
To
screen.
the volumes.
Is it gonna play? It's gonna play out of my phone. Is
Yeah,
that
it's-
or
Yes.
is that fine?
Come in. I'm just
I don't know if they could hear it.
Probably not.
I'm Catherine Bigman. Janet
Pretty
Carlisle
good.
referred me.
Wait, stop it.
Oh, yes.
Press play. Go up to the top, like scroll to the top with your mouse.
Yeah.
Okay,
Put the
scroll to
audio
the all the
on
way
the
top. No, exit the screen.
Yeah.
Exit the screen.
Okay.
Go to the top. No, here. Oh, sorry. Okay, go on the sound. Go on your sound button and hit the TV.
Sound.
Go to hit the
Audio,
TV.
yeah.
The TV doesn't usually work.
It does have sound, and then hit pause. Play. Like turn the volume up.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, the TV.
No, it has sound.
Yeah, it
It
has
should have sound. Look how cool it looks, though.
The other.
If we have videos on the screen, it would be so cool for the show. Does the TV have? It should have
Oh,
sound.
the controller's not here.
I don't know where the remote is.
It's okay.
I think the remote is in the room.
It's okay.
Did you bring it with you?
God, I want you guys to hear this. It's all right. Just hit it on your computer.
I'll just increase the gain for a second. Go ahead.
Sure.
No, don't worry about it.
Sure.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't do it. It's okay. We'll just get Isaiah to put it in to the recording video. You guys are gonna have to hear it live with us.
Me. Should I lay down?
Oh, no.
Okay. You guys ready for this? This is how all of you need to think about your problems in business.
Dr. Switzer?
Yes. Come in. I'm just
close
washing
the
my
slide.
hands.
I'm Catherine Bigman. Janet Carlisle referred me.
Oh, yes. You're being buried alive in a box.
Yes, that's me. Should I lay down?
Oh, no. We don't do that anymore. Just have a seat. And let me tell you a bit about our billing. I charge $5 for the first 5 minutes, and then absolutely nothing after that. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Too good to be true, as a matter of fact.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that our session won't last the full 5 minutes.
It will last the full 5 minutes.
We don't do any insurance billing, so you would either have to pay in cash or by check.
Wow, okay.
And I don't make change.
I don't really change.
All right.
And go.
Go.
Well, tell
What?
me about the problem that you wish to address.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this fear of being buried alive in a box. I start thinking about being buried alive and I begin to panic.
Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?
No, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I mean, I can't go through tunnels or be in an elevator or in a house, anything boxy.
So what you're saying is you're claustrophobic.
Yes, that's it.
All right, well, let's go, Catherine. I'm going to say 2 words to you right now. I want you to listen to them very, very carefully. Then I want you to take them out of the office with you and incorporate them into your life.
Should I write them down?
Well, if it makes you comfortable, it's just 2 words. We find most people can remember.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, you're there.
Stop it! Sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T.
Newer.
So, what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say 2 simple words, and I cannot tell you the amount of people who say exactly the same thing you're saying. I mean, this is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So, I should just stop it.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried alive in a box, do you? I mean, that sounds frightening. Then stop it.
just stop being afraid of being buried alive in a box.
You got it. Good girl. Well, it's only been 3 minutes, so that will be $3.
Actually, I only have a 5, so
Well,
I don't make change.
then I guess I'll take the full 5 minutes.
Fine. All right.
Well,
What other problems would you like to address?
I'm bulimic. I stick my fingers down my throat.
Stop it! Not of some kind?
What are you, a nut?
But I'm compelled to. My mom used to call me fatty.
No, we don't go there.
But I've been having this dream.
No, we don't go there either.
But my horoscope did say.
We definitely don't go there. Yes, stop it. What else?
Well, I have self-destructive relationships with men.
Stop it! You want to be with a man, don't you?
Yes.
Well, then stop it. Don't be such a big baby.
I wash my hands a lot.
Don't stop.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I wash my hands all the time. There's a lot of germs out there. Yeah, don't worry about that.
I'm afraid to drive.
Well, stop it! How are you gonna get around? Get in the car and drive, you kook.
Stop it! You stop it!
What's the problem, Kathy?
I don't like this. I don't like this therapy at all. You're just telling me to stop it.
And you don't like them.
No, I don't.
So you think we're moving too fast, is that it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, then let me give you 10 words that I think will clear everything up for you. You want to get a pad and a pencil for this one?
Right.
I remember this.
Is this on Mad TV? Where's this from?
Here are the 10 words. Stop it, or I'll bury you alive in a box.
Oh, this is great. So, moral of the story. I feel like Satish coaches people like this.
I was just about
This is
to
a
say
TGR
that.
seminar.
I was just about to
But
say.
Satish.
This kind of is like. This sounds like any.
But
Satish.
Satish, I'm afraid. So stop. He's not like that, but he'd be like, oh, so what's the big deal? Anyways, do you guys get the point? You guys just do things in your business that doesn't make any sense. So you know what you should do, right? Stop it! Or I'll bury you alive in a box. That was real leverage right there.
That was funny.
That was emotional leverage at the end. He's like, or I'll bury you alive in a
Yeah,
box. That's,
totally.
that's real therapy.
That was real coaching at the end. Yeah.
You guys get the point? We got comments about it. Who loved that, by the way? That was a funny. I love that. I used to play that on my
The
seminars.
audio is great.
Yeah, was it? Okay, good.
Marie says, we're cool people. Karen says, hey, beautiful people. He's actually a therapist. He was technically supposed to be a therapist, not a coach.
Who?
The guy. She's
Yeah. He's a
Marie
therapist.
was
He's a
also
therapist.
asking if he was a therapist or a coach.
Yeah, he's a therapist. He should be a coach.
Karen is gonna say stop. Karen said stop. New word it.
Stop. New word. IT.
Marie, I don't even know what we searched for the clip. Armin, what did you search to find
Don't
that?
worry,
clip?
Robert Newert.
I just put stop it in YouTube.
Literally
Stop
stop
it therapist.
Stop it
The
therapist.
stop it
on
therapist.
YouTube. That's hilarious.
But isn't it that simple, guys?
That
Like,
was
you know,
pretty
it's like, she's like, I'm afraid of men or something like that. He's like, stop. Don't you want to have a man in your life? You kook? And if you think about it, you
Like
go,
a crazy
yeah.
person.
But you know what's a good, really, like a good educational lesson from that is there's a part where she goes, but I grew up with him, my mom did. He's like, stop, we don't go there.
We don't get into that.
Why? Because it doesn't matter. It's complete BS. I remember watching, look at this. I remember watching a documentary on the person who created Landmark. Now but back in the day it was called,
TR Beck?
No. His name was something. I watched a whole documentary on how Landmark was created.
Werner Erhard.
Werner Erhard. And back in the day it was called EST. So I watched video. Man, you guys have no idea. We're soft today. I watched this video in like the 80s. And Warner Earhart is in this room with like
I remember.
hundreds
I've
of
seen
people.
this.
And it's
I've
like,
seen
I think it got taken down because after I couldn't find it again. It was like a documentary.
I don't know
on
if
it.
I've seen it.
It was a
but-
documentary on Warner Earhart and how he disappeared.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
disappeared
yeah,
because
yeah.
like everyone was trying to kill him. He would start
Really
seminars,
aggressive.
and this girl's standing up like, I was raped.
Really aggressive.
And he's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I thought I thought Tony was crazy.
Yeah.
I saw this guy, I'm like, this is like trauma.
Yeah.
But it worked. Like, people walk out transformed.
Yeah.
Because they would stop the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, someone said, I'm like, I'm afraid. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, stop it. This is all bullshit. It's in your head.
Yeah.
He goes, stop telling yourself the story. And the person would just like literally be like, but like she would get over it. And they would do the most uncomfortable exercises,
I've
like
actually seen it too.
staring at each other or like lying down, like screaming.
Yeah.
He was just so like, get to the point, shut up. Like, people would be like, their stories, right? He'd be like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you say to him, he'd be like, my father beat me growing up. That's why I'm shy. And he'd be like, no one gives a shit. Poor girl. This poor girl is just trying to share her feelings.
Yeah.
He's like, nobody cares. You're a loser today because of this. Stop being a loser.
Yeah.
And like, it's not that serious, but I'm saying like he was like that.
Yeah.
And I remember watching, like, I'm like, how did no one lock this guy up? Like, I don't
Landmark
know.
is very different now.
no, of course it's different. Est, it was what that was. My point being is this. At the core of all of it, we just become more politically correct about doing it now.
Yeah.
That's really all that's changed. But at the core of it, guys, we get on our own way. So when we're trying to achieve goals, we just have to learn to stop. I'm not even kidding. Like, just stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit.
Stop, new word, it.
No, stop new word, bullshit.
That's it.
Okay?
I wash my hands.
No, that's okay.
That's
Keep watching it. That was a funny one. He's like, there's germs everywhere. But I feel like Satish's like that, eh?
He's like that.
So, someone will be like, I wonder, like, I worry, what if I fail? He goes, so?
Yeah.
So you do it again.
It's like
And then
same
the person
thing.
will be like, I guess, yeah, you do it again, but like, but if I fail, like, I'll let it, he'll be like, goes, okay, you do it again.
Yeah.
Like, he makes it so simple. So simple. It's hard for you to digest.
Yeah.
Because you know what your ego and your fear is craving? Long, drawn-out, pointless conversations so that you could, flirt with the idea of change. So you can feel good about changing, but never actually change.
You're waiting for some
It's a trap.
You're waiting for some scientific concept.
You're trying to satisfy your desire for change, but not actually change. It's actually deep.
Yeah.
It's like you crave feeling rich, so you don't actually want to go get rich. You don't actually want to go break out of poverty and make money. You just want to feel like it. So the closest, easiest thing is to perceive yourself that way. So you say shit to yourself,
Yeah.
or you wear something nice. So you're really flirting with the idea of financial freedom. You're not actually doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's a big trap, guys. You got to be careful, man.
Yeah.
You got to
So
be
true.
careful.
I feel like no, for definitely, and a lot of people are in these cases. It's like you're waiting for a long explanation about all the work that you have to do and all the steps and all the tricks and all the tools, and usually it's
But you do it. More information never helped anybody.
Yeah.
For us, everyone will be mad geniuses, rich, skinny, fit, in love right now because we have Google.
we have information overload.
You have Google. You cannot prove to me you don't know what to do. You cannot.
Someone just said, thank you, I'll watch it over and over again to stop it.
Honestly, every time you have a problem, just watch that video.
Yeah.
That's actually the core of all change. Like, save your $5,000. Don't go to Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny and just watch that video 50 times.
And stop it.
Literally. Like,
Yeah, we do bullshit.
The only extension to stopping it is understanding why it happened so you can prevent it. Which I think where coaching is really important. That's what I like to dive into. But I think too much of understanding why it happened and what's causing it is going to distract you from the actual change, which is
Very
stopping.
interesting. Very
Just stop
interesting.
fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Right? But it's important to understand so you can prevent it.
Yeah.
You don't just stop because then you're being inefficient.
Exactly.
You're right, some people just want to know
They just want to flirt with the idea, man. You know how many people I get on strategies calls for a program? They just flirt with the idea of building the business. They flirt. And what happens? The phone hangs up and they go back into, oh, I can't do this. I'm going to do it on my own. Even though I've never done this before, I'm going to do it on my own. Good luck. Oh, while you're at it, why don't you go buy a plane and just fly it too without taking an instructing course? While you're at it, why don't you take up 18-wheeler truck, even though there's a whole license for it. Just drive it. Why not? It's easy. But while you're at that, why don't you take out a boat too? You don't need to take a license for it. And go do some surgery on somebody in a hospital. I'm sure they'll take you if you just desire to do it without any education. Snap the hell out. You know what? Here's 2 words for you to make you change your life, okay? Stop it! That's all I got to say.
Awesome.
Who else got comments?
Well, it's one. But Marie just commented. She said, according to your experience, what do you see prevents people to do what they know how to do? Why they don't take action to implement their ideas?
Oh, it can be many reasons. First being that they're not stopping it. Second being, no, I'm serious. They're just not stopping whatever it is holding back.
Yeah.
But in my experience, I found it's always one thing, which is fear. Right? It's always fear.
Yeah.
And it's some form of fear.
Fear is the root.
Is the root of all inaction.
But it shows up in...
And fear comes up in different ways. It comes up in making you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It comes up in making you feel complexed or perplexed when doing something. It makes you overthink everything, overcomplicate things. It makes you do whatever it needs to do to keep you from doing something. You gotta understand that your brain is a 2 million year old or more organ. It's not designed to make you happy. It's not gonna sit there and be like, what's passionate for Jeanette today? No, it's literally designed to keep you alive. So when things scare, even perceptually scare it, like doing something you've never done before, so there's this fear of the unknown of what will happen, or what if I fail, what will people think, it literally will put you into hyperventilation mode so that you do nothing, right? So the quickest way to fix that, to break that pattern, is to do something you would never do. Like buying a program that's expensive. I find most people don't do that. When I did that, I broke through. Because I'm like, man, I just put down all this money. And I feel good. I feel scared, but I feel good because I'm doing something I've never done. So now I can become someone I've never been. Right? So fear is usually the primary cause. Okay? If it's anything other than fear, it's going to be some form of low self-image or self-esteem. Now, again, that's attached to fear.
Yeah.
But not in the same way. It's not directly correlated. I'll give you an example. It's either you're going to be afraid of what's happening or afraid of something, internally or externally. That's why you don't do something. That's why you don't do what you know you should do. Some things you're afraid of. Or you genuinely don't have the kind of confidence to do it. And it could be fueled by fear too. Mm-hmm. But that's a very different category of problem, because on one side you got someone who's just deathly afraid of making mistakes because they were punished growing up making mistakes.
Yeah.
So they won't do what they know they should do because they're afraid of making the wrong decision, so now they'll mess it up and now all the pain will happen. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, maybe the person has no fears, but they just don't believe they can do it. Now again, maybe it's a fear of failure or a failure of whatever. But the difference is that person's thought process is very different than, what if this happens? Now it's more like, I'm not worth that. I can't do that. I can't do this. Maybe that's a byproduct of fear though. But what I've seen is, like, I've seen 2 types of people before that don't take action. One is someone who's like just afraid, and it's usually of what others will think, what will happen if they fail, or some form of like discomfort. But then I've met people that just genuinely don't see themselves as someone that can do it. Like they have a low self-esteem, they don't think they're a great person, or they have a low self-image, they don't think they're a confident person. So they doubt themselves, and again, that comes from upbringing. Somebody fucked that person's mind.
That actually correlates to, I think, what Karen's question is. Karen asked as well, is there a difference between fear and uncertainty? I think you just outlined that.
No, uncertainty is just another way to say fear. That's all it is. Not all the time, majority of the time. But it is. I'll be honest. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. Even when I buy like $30,000 masterminds, there's some uncertainty in me, like, should I, like, is this going to be what I need? And I could say I'm not afraid, but it's a category of fear, because what am I really thinking? What if I pay this $30,000, like, I don't get my money's worth? Mm-hmm. It's still a form of fear. Yeah. Total, a person who has absolutely no fear just makes decisions and knows how to live with everything. They make decisions and they make them right after. They also learn how to get the good out of everything. So there's no fear ever, right? So yeah, it's a form of fear. But again, a whole other category of problem is if you have a low self-confidence. And what I mean by that is, and it can be caused by fear, but what I mean by that is, like, here's the difference. I'll explain self-image to you in one way. 2 people, 2 friends, they walk into a restaurant. Really nice restaurant. One person goes, man, I really hope they have table for us one day, here. It's usually very, very expensive, and a lot of, important people come here. I really hope that there's some room for us. That's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And then the friend's thinking, I could own this place one day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good example of self-image. Right? One person thinks they're not important enough. I hope they'll give it to me. Maybe I'm enough. The other person's like, man, I like this place. I think I could own it one day. What would cause a person to think so differently? Different self-image. The image of the person is very small that's insecure about if they're important enough to get a table. They have a very slow self-image. They don't think of themselves as much as that big. This has nothing to do with vanity, ego, or arrogance at all. Nothing to do with that. It has to do with how do you see yourself, right?
Yeah.
Confidence is about how do you see yourself. Does that make sense? And so the other person is more fueled by inspiration, confidence, and they go, I could own this place one day. I like this building. And they think big. So this is another thing that causes people to not do what they know. Because they don't see themselves as the person big enough to do it yet. Again, that person, someone criticized them growing up. Someone constantly put fear and doubt into them. Destroyed their self-confidence or self-reliance so they don't believe in themselves. And so that's still a fear thing, but it's a different beast. Because that person just doesn't think they're a great person at all. They don't think they're worth shit. The way you fix that problem is you put yourself in an environment where not only do others make you, inspire you to be bigger, but also you remove every form of influence in your life that makes you feel small. So, and you start working on doing things in your own life and taking responsibility in your life to make yourself feel bigger than you are. And eventually you're going to feel huge again. You're going to be like, man, I'm this great person. I can do great things. Whereas the fear thing is more, again, removing the influences that cause fear, but also doing the most, unorthodox things will shake your nervous system up. Because here's the sad truth, guys. There is no way to get rid of fear. And some of you still think there's a reality where you can eliminate fear for good. You can eliminate fear as much as you can eliminate hair on your body for good. Even with laser, that shit grows back, doesn't it? I've never done it, but I just know.
I don't have laser, but yeah.
I just know, like, you gotta, you know how many times no matter how much I laser my face, my beard will grow back, right? That's a great example. You can only remove fear out of your mind as much as you can remove hair from your body or fingernails. Like, these things are natural. They have to happen. Now, the thing is, does it control you is the question, right?
Yeah.
So the only difference between a successful and a very unsuccessful person in life depend subjectively based on the fact that they're getting things they want and avoiding things they don't want. That's all I'm saying about success. Not about money or any other shit.
Yeah.
Are you getting the things you want in your life? Do you have goals and are you achieving them? If you have goals and you're not achieving them, you're not successful. End of story. You don't think you're successful. You're not getting what you want. You're getting what you don't want. You're settling for it and justifying it. It's okay. No, it's not okay. The only difference, just blank, straight and plain, is that one has built a habit of action in spite of fear. Yeah. And the other one has taken the habit of inaction in spite of fear. Yeah. That's it. It's like literally the only difference. Okay? I saw a movie yesterday. I had a movie day yesterday. I watched like 3 movies.
Oh, which ones?
I watched How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Love that.
Great movie.
Great
Story.
Great story.
Yeah.
Disney though, Pixar.
Then I watched
Great story.
Then I watched Operation Finale or Operation Final. It's a really good story. It's a true story based on them finding Adolf Eichmann, who was the organizer of all the camps for the Jews when they were.
Wow.
Yeah, so they found him, and then the guy from Star Wars plays it, the like Arabic-looking dude. He's not Arabic. I think he's Jewish in real life. Good actor. It was a great movie. I love movies that teach history because I learn history and I get a good entertainment. It's great. It's 2 in 1. That was a good movie. And then the last one I watched was called The Outsider. It's an older movie.
The Outsiders?
It's The Outsider. He's like an American that is in Japan and then ends up being recruited by the Yakuza. And then he like becomes a brother. It's a good movie. He becomes like a brother with them. But they're all like Japanese. He's the only white guy. And at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, all the leaders die in a gang war. Wow. And he's the only one left. And he was the outsider at first. Nobody liked him. Because everyone was Japanese. He was like the only American. And at the end of the movie, they killed like the head of the Yakuza. They killed his brother who recruited him. The guy who like they met in prison together. So all the leaders died. The other leader, there was like 3 of them. The other leader, he betrayed everyone and went to the other side. Wow. So this guy's the only one left who has like absolute certainty and confidence in the clan.
Yeah.
The rest of them follow. They're followers. In the last scene, he walks, like everyone's dead and like half the people on the Yakuza left to the other side, and there's like him and like maybe 7 other guys left. And he walks straight. He takes the samurai sword that his brother, the Japanese friend of him, gave to him as like an honorary thing because he ended up having a kid with his sister. It's a little complicated. Anyways, he was going to be his brother-in-law.
Got it.
So they became like blood brothers in some sense. He took the sword, the samurai sword, walks into the enemy's like dojo. They had like they were sitting down and it was the last scene. And then he walks right into this room with like 40 of the enemy, like the opposition. And the guy who betrayed everyone is sitting there with the leader of the other place. And he walks in, everyone's like, they grab the guns up to him, and the guy's like, don't shoot him. And he just walks in with like a bullet in his leg from the previous battle, the previous fight that just happened, with a sword. He goes, what are you doing here? This guy has ballsy, walks in the middle of their training session.
Yeah.
They're like doing like, I think they're doing like kung fu or something, or like karate. And he's like, I want you to let me kill him. The literal walks in, I want you to let me kill the guy who betrayed everyone. Like, he even killed the head of the thing, even though they were like father, son. And the owner of the Shaizu or something, which is the enemy of the Yakuza.
Yeah.
It was this different family. He goes, he just looks at the trader. The trader looks at him. He goes, you walk into my home. You take my brother. You take my his sister or something like he was like he hated this guy. He goes, and then you come here to fight me? He's like, I'm not going to fight you. And he takes the samurai sword from him because he threw it at him. And he gave it to him. He's like, I'm not going to fight you. In front of everybody. This guy's standing there, he's American. He's the guy who plays the vampire movie, the new vampire movie. He's like that. He looks really like exotic. He's like blue eyes, all white, long hair. I forgot his name. He's a good actor. He just looks like a badass. And he grabs, this is such a good story of like self-image and confidence and why it causes leadership. Look at this. Yes, I'm relating this movie to that.
What's the movie called again?
The Outsider. And he takes the samurai sword in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And the guy says, I'm not going to fight you. And he gives the sword back to him and he grabs it. And like in half a second, he whips it out and just cuts his throat in front of everyone. And this guy's like, oh. And like he drops and everyone's like, oh, and they took up the guns and the Saizu leader is like, don't shoot him. And so this guy just dies in front of everyone. And he takes the samurai sword, he puts it back, he stares at him. In front of everyone. He has so much, like, think about the bravery you need.
Yeah.
And everyone just watching this guy die. And the leader, he looks at him, he goes, go. He just let him leave. He's like, because at that point, he's like, he won, like, he doesn't care. And this guy he has respect for him. He's like, you just did this, lady. It takes courage. Get the hell out of here. I'm not going to kill you. And I'm not going to kill the rest of you either. So he's like, go, get out of here. And everyone's just staring there like, should we kill this guy? He just walked in. He's our enemy. And he just walked out. He walked out. He walks back into the home base where the other 7 are there protecting the sister because they thought they were going to come kill her. And he walks in with the samurai sword bloody. And he walks in and they all have guns up and they put the guns out. They notice it's Nick. His name is Nick in the movie. And Nick walks in and then the sister, like, which was the daughter of the like one of the head leaders, so comes in and hugs him. And like he's standing there hugging her. And it's like the end of the movie. And the remaining 7 that were following these leaders for like their whole life in the Yakuza, they bow their heads to them. Which is it's the gesture you do to the head of the Yakuza. So they made him the leader. And he's standing there just staring at them. And I remember getting so many chills watching the scene because I'm like, what does this teach you about leadership? Why is it that he was the one, even though he's an outsider, completely different race than them, came in, he's been in this shorter than anyone else. Mm-hmm. How did this guy go from within an hour and 30 minutes of the movie, from the outsider to literally the head of the Yakuza? Self-confidence, man. Certainty. Why? How many of the other 7, after their leaders and everything died, took a sword and walked into the enemy's base to do what's right? Nobody. Yeah. How many of them went to go make things right? Nobody. Mm-hmm. They all just stood there, defeated like this. That's what makes the difference between a follower and a leader. Mm-hmm. He was willing to do the right thing with zero fear. The fear is there. What is he doing though? He doesn't care. And I look at that scene, I'm like, how does that translate into like business and like life? Yeah. The most certain person always leads the pack. Yeah. Always. This guy had no reason, logically, for him to become the head of the Yakuza, other than the fact that he did the right thing then This is a saying I say to myself every morning, by the way. And it's funny because it's what leadership is. He did what no one else would. And he did what no one else could. And that's why he was the leader. And
He probably didn't even want to become the leader.
he didn't. It was put upon him. He just looked at them in confusion, like, why are they bowing their heads? But it's because he was the only one with the balls and the self-confidence, the self-image. Think about him. His self-image, imagine how big it was for him to see himself as a person that could do that.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Yeah.
And he was
I'm going to avenge
I'm going to avenge.
my people.
And he's always doing the right thing. It didn't. He did nothing scared him. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Even though he was intimidated or scared, he still acted and did the right thing. He stood up for something. He stood for something. And here's the crazy part. And this is now a second level of a lesson to this. I remember there's a scene. I'm like, man, this is really shows you that once a leader, always a leader. Once you become one and you decide to take that oath internally, you're like, I'm gonna be the person that always leads.
Yeah.
It's like it goes with you no matter where you go. There's a scene before this where he runs into an old American friend who's a soldier. He goes, "What are you doing in Japan?" And the guy's like because apparently it looks like he was trying to be undercover, like as if he died. But the soldier from America, he's here with his like stripes on. He's like, "I'm here on vacation or something." And he's like, "Where you been, Captain?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" This is the one scene where they show what his background, his history was before, because the movie starts with him mopping the prisons in Japan as if he was captured. Now I realize he was a captain in the military at home. So I'm like, this guy, the gene is in him, man. It's not something you're born with. I'm saying it's developed. It went with him. Even though he was just laying low in Japan,
Yep.
randomly got recruited to Yakuza, like
That's
just
great.
by just doing the right thing.
That's
His
a great point.
personality still made him what? The captain of a Yakuza, not the captain of a military.
That's such a great
So I'm like,
point.
what a crazy like lesson to learn there.
Yeah.
So once you make the oath that you're going to lead, and always have certainty in yourself, do the right thing. It doesn't matter where you go. With enough time in any environment, you end up becoming the leader of the pack again.
Yeah.
It's like it's inevitable.
It's true.
This guy went from a captain in the military
It's true.
to becoming the head of a Yakuza, and Yakuza is like one of the largest like Japanese gangs in in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so inspired, even though it was such a like violent movie. I was like
Yeah.
so inspired, man. And
Said, feel the fear and do it anyway.
yeah, man, like you gotta feel
Correct
anyways.
the
But I watched that movie and it got me inspired, believe it or not, because I'm like, man, that's me. I actually looked at myself through. I'm like,
I love that.
doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter if I ever imagine hypothetically I quit this and I went into a job. I went into a different business. It doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah.
Anywhere I end up, with enough time, my feet planted in the ground, I'm gonna become the strongest tree there.
Yeah.
But it's because this is my self-image, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You guys can have the same thing. It's a decision, man. It's a decision. I wasn't always like this. It was a decision. It was a choice to be this person. I decided to upgrade my self-image, to think of myself bigger than I am. Now you don't just choose, because that's all delusion until you do something about it. So I went out and I did things to avenge my own respect for myself. I went out and did the right thing, set a goal and I finished it.
Yeah.
When I started something, I went all the way. I did my best. I did things to make sure my self-image and confidence is through the roof. And for that, inevitably, no matter where I go, I somehow end up leading the pack, unless I deliberately decide to do otherwise. Even when I go to seminars, when we do group exercise and all these things, somehow, I don't even ask. Somehow, I'm usually the person who's leading.
So true, man. So true.
But so that's what causes a person to not do something, even though they know what to do. Is either they're afraid of something, which is not, there's no room for that to succumb to fear.
Yeah.
If you're deciding to have a leadership role in your life, and being a coach is that.
Yeah.
Or they genuinely don't see themselves the way of a person that would do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to change how you look at yourself, not how others look at you. Perception is what others think of you. Right? Self-image is what you think of yourself. So, just wanted to share that. Do we have comments or anything?
Yeah. So Karen was saying thank you. That was the conclusion of a discussion this weekend. Just thought it was worth asking. And Marie additionally added, I don't usually watch movies, but listening to you, I guess I'll start to watch movies to learn how people overcome challenges. She said, feel the fear and do it anyways. Once you are a leader, you don't lose it. You are confident enough. If you find a job, your boss will fire you because he'll be so jealous of you.
Or promote you and you take a
and
spot.
think that you'll
is what I'm
take
trying to
over
say.
his business. That's cute. But yeah.
It's
love
not
that.
always like that. It's not always like that. You could also become a partner, is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So,
Love that.
what's the question for next week?
Well, we have a couple more that we didn't get to today. What do you mean, the question for next week?
I don't know. Are we doing a sneak peek for next week?
Okay, sure. Okay, so the next
Previously on Suits. Sorry, go ahead.
So the next question would have been, I can't sit online all day and create conversations with people on social media. How can I qualify people quicker without spending hours talking to them?
And that's what we're going to talk about next week on Clear Talk. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's Clear Talk. We go live every single Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. If you loved the content in this episode, and drop some hearts and fires down below in the comments in the YouTube, on Facebook. Hit some engagement for us so we know that you're alive and you're there and that you're enjoying it. The more engagement we get, the more we'll do. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you want to get content every week on how to scale your coaching business and the mindset to become the person you need to become to achieve the kind of goals that you have. And if you want your questions answered on the show, go to askarmin.com and we will submit your questions there and we will answer your questions live on the show in the group. And if you're not in our group, by the way, already, go to highticketcoachingcommunity.com and you could join it. And that's it. We'll help you out. So really excited to speak with you again next week. Love you guys so much. Keep it up. Make the rest of your week the best of your week.